Howdy, I'm B. Let me welcome you to the Beer Snobs Radio Show. We're a bunch of friends who are not experts, but we know we like in beer. Our definition of a beer snob is someone who just won't drink craft beer. So sit back and listen to us blind review beers on the Beer Snobs Radio Show.
Calling all beer snobs, how you guys doing tonight? I am B, and to my right is Damon. Across the table,
Big Rob.
and to my left is Brian. How you doing, Brian?
Hey, not too bad.
Well, guys, guess what? Everybody out there listening, we're now doing something new with the beer snobs. As you heard before, we have a new segment with Big Rob. Big Rob, you're doing, what is it, everyday pairings?
Everyman Pairings.
Everyman pairings.
So what we have is we have typical meals that everybody eats, easy to get anywhere, make it yourself. Today, for example, we're just doing a BLT. So what would you pair? What kind of beer would you pair with a BLT? Hanging out with your buddies, watching a game or something. This is the way to go. Now, the way you do pairings is there's 3 different ways to do pairing. There's contrast, complement, and cleanse, the 3 C's. So you the cleanse, that is just any lager, any pale, they cleanse. That's just what they do. That's a really good way to go for fatty foods, which is really what I would pair with pizza, because you're not going to contrast or complement pizza because it's just too varying. But you can always cleanse.
Okay.
So
the other 2 C's? Are you going to go into the other 2 C's?
The other 2 are the contrast and complement. Contrast, you just go with something with kind of an opposite flavor, opposite type of taste to it, and complement, you go with something that has this similar taste. It's exactly how they sound.
Oh, so so I guess which one are we doing this week then?
So this week I went with something a little different here. So this is the Downtown Brown. Now with a BLT, you got something a little bit. You got the little bit of tart and the heaviness from the bacon, and the tart is from the tomato. So the Downtown is a little tart. It's got that little bit of a bite to the back of your throat, but it's also got a hint of sweet. So it kind of contrasts and complements at the same time, and that's why I like it for this pairing.
Cool.
Can we eat yet?
Absolutely. Let's give it a try.
There we go. BLT and Downtown Brown.
So if I understand, you're right that this should actually just enhance the flavors of the beer, of the food, right? Or the beer should enhance flavors of the food.
The beer should enhance the flavors of the food and vice versa, but mostly it just depends on how strong the food is or how strong the beer is. A stronger beer should help enhance the flavors of the food. A lighter beer, the food should help enhance the flavor of the beer.
These are kind of equal, I would say, in kind of a not too strong a flavor for a sandwich or for food in general. And then the Downtown Brown is it's a nice smooth brown. So it is interesting. Like it kind of
in this case, I think they complement each other.
Yeah,
they do. I mean, it pairs well together because it doesn't overpower anything. The beer doesn't overpower the sandwich. The sandwich is just chill with the beer, and they go together really, really well.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about now. Like getting a nice big taste of the bacon, and then having the beer afterwards. It's okay. They work together.
Yeah, there's like this almost sweetness with the tomato, and then the saltiness of the bacon, and then when you hit the beer after it, just kind of the flavor kind of grows back into it, and then before you even the brown's even hitting your tongue, really.
Right.
I like the mix.
Which is exactly why I went with the Downtown, because of the sweetness and tartness in the Downtown. So going with the bacon and the tomato, it just seemed to be a perfect choice.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, these go together well. I would definitely do this for lunch like any day, dude. It'd be nice to sneak the Downtown Brown into, stuff I take to work.
Yeah, I was thinking that
we could all do that,
in your
right?
thermos.
Exactly. What? No, that's some sort of hot chocolate.
It's a root beer.
Like what other kind of like simple sandwich pairings would you suggest? Like something close to this, like your basic ham sandwich or turkey sandwich or something like that.
With a ham sandwich, I think you could never go wrong with something sweet, because that ham has that sweet taste to it generally, and a sweet beer would go really good with that. So a fruity beer or something like that.
Would you pair something like a sweet kind of caramel amber with that, or
Oh, that would a caramel amber would be perfect.
Oh, okay.
What
cool.
about
That
a
would be
lambic?
great.
Would a lambic work?
A lambic might be a little too heavy on the sweet and not enough of the tartness and not enough substance to it.
Would you even go as far as a cider, or would you stick with beer, more of a sweeter beer, fruity beer?
Well, I'm kind of focusing on beer, but a cider would definitely go well with ham.
It does sound good.
I want a ham and cider.
And then one I've told you guys about before, one of my favorites was a sour with a Reuben. And that's for very obvious reasons. I mean, Reuben is sour in itself, and then a sour just completely complemented it. And the flavors just really brought both of the flavors out, but it really enhanced the beer more than anything.
I was going to ask, when it comes to the ham sandwich thing, what if regular ham versus honey ham? Like, would that change the pairing?
Yes, it would, but to a small degree, because it's still the same base flavor, but you're just talking about more sweet with the honey ham. So now you can go with the sweeter beers to complement it, or then you could go completely on the other side and get a really tart beer like an IPA, and that would complement it or contrast it.
Okay,
and
so
go well with it.
So this one was complement, right? This was the complement with the BLT.
Well, that's why I went with this one, is because it's both. This is a beer that has that tartness to it as well as a little bit of sweetness, and the sweetness would contrast, but the tart complements.
So then, for a BLT, what would you use for the cleanse?
I'm not a big fan of the
Cleanse method?
of the cleanse method, because it's simple: a lager or a pale.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
They pretty
Yeah.
much all do the same. It's just whatever your favorite lager is, whatever your favorite pale is perfect for cleansing. Now, I do the cleanse method at home, but I just drink my favorite lager or pale. That's it.
So at that point, it kind of becomes, the cleanse method kind of becomes like when you pair with wine.
Well, there's certain types of wine, but with a white wine, yes. White wine, there's no real special anything to it.
Well, thank you, Rob, for giving us that awesome lesson about pairing. And now we're on to our blind taste test. So what do we got in front of us, guys?
Beer, this is my favorite part of the show.
Yes, beer surprise.
It's a nice gold color.
It is. It's nice, light.
A little, I'll say, a little smoky, so that gives me some hope.
I like this aroma.
Because
on it.
the color doesn't
Little hoppy.
bode well with me, but the fact that it's smoky does.
I smell fruit in that. Do you guys smell fruit?
Yeah,
I
I smell a
smell
little bit of
citrus.
lemon.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think I smell hops.
Yeah, it's hoppy and has citrus, but I'm not getting any pine, and it doesn't smell that hoppy either.
It's a mild, it's noticeable. It's a noticeable hoppy smell, but not overpowering like an IPA hoppy smell.
It smells
Yeah,
sweet.
And there's a sweetness to it too.
That's surprisingly sweet.
Let's go for the taste, I guess.
Wow, that's boring.
I don't know, dude.
Whoa.
I dig it. I get the zest. I get a little bit of lemon in there.
I got the lemon, but it's just,
I got the lemon.
I like the smell more. I like the taste.
Then I got hard hop bitterness, and then that's it. It's like it's a hop drop. Just goes boom, like free fall at Magic Mountain.
Is that right?
Hop
Still
drop.
around?
Well, someone recently told me to taste it 3 times because you'll get totally different impressions every time. And when I first tasted this one, I thought it was a blonde. It was a little citrusy, really smooth, kind of had that cleansing character to it. But now, yeah, I'm totally getting the hops now. It's getting a little bitter on me.
Mhm.
It wears on you.
Yeah, this one does seem to get more and more bitter as you drink it.
You know what? I got a nickname for this beer: the ex-girlfriend. At first, she was sweet, and now all I can think of is a bitterness.
Yeah, she's pretty looking in the glass, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I get that completely.
I mean, it's not like horribly over bitter like a double IPA, but like for what you'd expect looking at it,
Yeah.
it is more. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah, I
feel
would
bad.
agree with your statement on my beer because it's empty on the inside.
Oh, yeah. You're done.
It doesn't feel balanced to me. It doesn't feel.
No.
It feels like it's a one note thing.
Yeah. Lemon, hops, boom.
Yeah, and it's okay. I don't think I'd buy this though. I don't think I'd ever come back to this beer. I think it's interesting.
No, it's interesting, but it's not done perfectly, and I would never go back to this either. This is not my kind of.
Now, Rob, what kind of food would you pair this with?
Taco Bell.
None, because I wouldn't drink it. Sorry.
Air.
No.
You know what? Wait. We haven't heard from his water. Would you just pair it with your water? that was the thing you were used to. You used to always say on the show. I don't know.
I'd rather drink my water.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's one of his almost catchphrases. We thought about putting it on a shirt, but he'd be the only one that bought it.
little underhanded gag. Nice though.
Oh, dear God, this can't go away quick enough. I'm so disappointed.
So, what do you guys think? What beer do you think this is? You think it's a pale, or do you think it's a IPA, or what?
I think it's a citrus pale.
I think it's an IPA.
I
A citrus
See, I'm-
IPA.
No, I do.
I'm not getting any pine. I don't have any of that hints, and it
As I
just
drink it.
wasn't strong enough on that flavor for me. It could be.
Yeah, because I'm thinking this is some kind of like it'll be advertised in the bottle as a very citrus IPA, and it's really poorly done for both. It's not interesting at all. It's hard. It's your West Coast IPA lovers idea of hey, put a little citrus in there.
Yeah, it's definitely hop forward.
Yeah. Are you guys ready for the review?
Yeah, what is it?
What we have is Shipyard Brewing Company's American Pale Ale.
Just a regular pale.
Yep.
There you
ABV
go.
4.5, $1.99 a bottle. Shipyard American Pale Ale was first released in 2013 in the United Kingdom through a unique partnership between Shipyard Brewing Company and Marsden in the UK. It turns out this beer drinkers across the pond love American beer, or New World beer as they call it, as much as we do. Hundreds of draft lines at Shipyard American Pale Ale are flowing in the UK. Now in 2004, Shipyard American Pale Ale is available in the US on draft and in bottles from sea to shining sea. Keep it over in Britain.
That makes sense though, because they're usually looking for a different character in their beer.
Yeah, now you said that, it makes perfect sense, because the beers you get out over there are not as creative as what we've been doing for the past couple of years.
They're definitely not
Yeah.
as citrusy for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have citrus or sunlight, so definitely.
Oh, no, but they can still get stuff from hops from New Zealand.
Yeah, but I would suspect this would sell like crazy out there because it's just so deviant from the norm, and that's why it does really well.
But look at the name of it, American Pale Ale.
yeah, and we get Chinese food that isn't Chinese. What the difference is?
Well, no, I'm just saying it's just kind of a.
It's American
I
style.
suddenly feel all nationalist and offended that they refer to this as the American Pale.
America's here to win the soccer champion balls thing.
Yeah. Well, we all know the results of that, but yeah.
I think it's a good.
Yeah, I believe that we will win, guys.
That's right, we will. I think this is a good way to market your beer to another country, and that's what they did. They said, "Listen, we have this beer. It's okay. Let's send it over there while American beer is really hot and everybody wants to get a hold of craft beer. If we sell them stuff that says American Pale Ale, or are we going to just sell them Pale Ale? Which one somebody's going to buy if they're looking for the craft beer? American Pale Ale, especially if you're in the UK. I think this is a great marketing thing they did. I don't think it's a great Pale Ale. I think it's okay Pale Ale, but I understand why they did it, because it probably sells like crazy.
Yeah, just kind of like how Budweiser sells really well overseas for some weird reason, because it's Americana.
It's in
Like,
every movie we
sells
do.
really well over here too for some reason. So
Yeah, not as much as before, but yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely got knocked down a peg.
A couple pegs.
Yeah.
They deserve.
Well, guys, anything else you want to say about the bottle or this beer?
Let me take a look at the bottle. Actually, start off with the fact that it's obviously they're trying to go for an American theme with the color scheme, the red, white, and blue. Trying to be subtle about it, but it's not that subtle.
Is that an eagle?
No, it is. No, it's
damn.
not.
What's on the front?
This is
It's a
a town, like a harbor town, and that is an old ship, an old vessel.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically that behind a white background, encircled in red, and then it's just block letter and slightly stylized Shipyard Brewing Co. Yeah, 4.5%. That I would almost expect maybe a little more with the bitterness than that. I would have hoped for a little more alcohol content. That's also disappointing. How much was this?
$2 a bottle.
That's too much for this. I wouldn't pay that for this.
Yeah, I definitely would not buy this again.
That's too much. I mean, if it would have been closer to like $1, $1.25, $1.50, I might have maybe. Yeah, it's
No, you wouldn't, dude. Just way better.
I know.
deals.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm saying it would have been a little friendlier, but this is a beer that doesn't work, and the price is too much. I mean, I have no problems with the bottle design, with the artwork, with any of that stuff. It's okay. It's not. It doesn't insult the eye. It doesn't annoy. Not really interesting, but not really. It doesn't jump out at you, but there are worse bottle designs I've seen.
Yeah, I try not to decide beers based off their designs of
But I mean,
artwork.
but it is one of the first things you see when you walk in and you're seeing something different.
Totally, yeah, that is your first impression. But I mean, boy, after trying it, I mean, it definitely has that, like, I guess you could say like an East Coast character to it.
You know what? In some ways, it tastes just like the bottle to me, kind of plain and ordinary.
And yeah, and you think
With
And
Yeah, but
yet
I
a
don't hate the
little offensive.
Yeah, I don't find the bottle offensive. That would be where you lose me. But, they're almost there. Just it didn't quite offend me.
and I think Shipyard is out of Maine, so it is a East Coast company.
It's New England
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I don't know about offensive.
Not offensive.
No,
The beer, yeah, but not the bottle.
All right, well, guys, we had a wonderful pairing of BLTs and Downtown Brown. And would you up or down vote? Would you go back and buy Shipyard American Pale Ale? Damon?
No way. Not going to do it. Not going to suggest this. This one's a no for me.
Big Rob?
No, I would not. I would not buy this. I may drink it if handed to me, but I wouldn't buy it.
Brian?
No, I definitely would not recommend it. But I mean, if you're looking at something from Shipyard, they definitely have better beers.
And I feel the same, guys. I think there's much better pale ales out there for us to try. If you do run across it, you should still try it. I mean, remember, we drink, you decide. So if you want to try it and you get burned on it, go ahead, have fun. Go buy to the Total Wine and get one of them instead of getting a whole 6-pack. Well, other than that, hey, Rob, you know something? I'm not going to miss you, so get the fuck out of here. I'm beefing the beer snobs.
What a dick. Rob's last show, and that's how you send him off. Was that like our Viking funeral?
It's a burning.
Yeah, he just burned
Yeah.
you. He burns you like gonorrhea burned him.
They have a shot for that.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
So I'm beefing the beer snobs, and I'll see you at the bar.
Rob, thanks a lot for being on the show for all this time. And thanks a lot, buddy. And Auf Wiedersehen.
And peace out, everybody, for the last time.
I'm Brian with Beer Quest, and the quest is half the fun.
G.I. Joe.
Calling all beer snobs, I am B, and you just heard one of our shows. Guess what else you can do? You can find us on the interwebs at Twitter, Facebook, G+, and we're on the Stitcher Radio Network. Be our friend on our social networks and find out what we're up to and find interesting beer articles we're releasing. If you want to advertise with the Beer Snobs, you can contact us at marketing@thebeersnobs.com. If you want to give us beer suggestions, you can find us at info@thebeersnobs.com or any of the social networks you can reach us. And as always, I'll see you at the bar.